was reading a newsletter the other day. A gentleman, he's an angel investor. He's had a lot of success, and he gave all these tips and advice on what he looks for investing in early stage startups, and some great advice, some reasonable advice. And at the end of his message, he says, "This is not investment advice, right? Go talk to an advisor. Don't do as I say." And it got me thinking a little bit about what is it then? You're writing this to share knowledge, and if it's not investment advice, what is it? First and foremost, nobody wants to blindly lead the blind, right? You don't want to tell someone what you're doing and have them act on it and say, well, you told me to invest in this and I lost all my money and everything. So it's kind of a protective measure, covering liability and whatnot. The other thought of it is, what are they doing? Or, whose interest are they serving by sharing this information, by writing about this, telling people their strategies? And in many cases, it's there to help, but it's also to bring them attention for whatever it is they're doing. And again, that's okay. But you want to, think about it and as that advice relates to you, because it is investment advice. It's like, this is what I look for. This is what's there. What else can it be construed at? But you want to remember that every situation is different. You can take two investors, employ the identical strategy, and one's going to make money, one's going to lose money. It's like, how does that happen, right? What's the difference there? And there's a lot of subjective and factors and other variables that can impact the performance. I might be able to do these 10 things perfectly, but I'm not going to have the same access to the deals. I'm not going to have the same access to the level of capital that's needed to be to generate the appropriate return. I might, feel a lot of discomfort with a certain path, which, might make me make bad decisions in other parts of my financial life. So I think just always take it with a grain of salt when you're reading these things and saying, well, and people give a disclosure. Well, it's not investment advice. It's not investment advice. Well, what is it? Who's this serving? How is the information relevant to me? What pieces can I learn from? What pieces, even if they sound really great, are not realistic for me to pursue just because I'm in a whole different world? And it's going to be interesting to see what happens here as more private investors and venture capital firms get registered as advisors. Will their articles kind of stop or slow down? That's yet to be seen. But in the meantime, if someone tells you about their investing approach and then immediately says, this is not investment advice, think to yourself, what is it? What does that mean for me?